This episode is powered by Poddecks. Poddecks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and have more meaningful conversations, you're going to want to check out Poddecks. Now, if you want to get 10% off your order right now, you can go to poddecks.com and type in coupon code. What's the code?
Cinema Gold.
Yes, that's the code. Check out poddecks.com. Take your podcast to the next level.
Welcome to the Cinema Gold Podcast with your host, Larry Leese. Come join us as Cinema Gold dives into the latest Hollywood films and news.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Cinema Gold Podcast. I'm your host, Larry Leese. Today we're diving into the world of the movie theater industry and what the future looks like post-COVID. It's no big secret that the movie theater industry is facing an existential crisis, with challenges coming from streaming platforms developed by tech giants like Apple, Netflix, Amazon, and now a pandemic that's forced cinemas to shutter around the globe. We all love to watch movies. We always enjoy movies in theaters with our family and friends on each holiday, and yes, there are no words to define those feelings when we see our favorite characters in play. But all of this has shifted in the midst of this global pandemic we find ourselves living inside of at the time. More than ever, we are consuming our entertainment in our homes, and doing so across several devices. The idea of measuring a film's worth by how many ticket sales it generates across a few thousand brick-and-mortar locations for a couple of weeks is laughable now in the age when companies like Hulu and Netflix can literally measure the eyeballs on the screen and then tie them together with semi-anonymous behavior across time, devices, and content in order to target users where they sit and go with new content they already know you want to see. Micro-targeting killed the studio system, and in some ways, it's good riddance. But in most other ways, it will be the same old stew, just cooked in a new pot. The movie business is always changing. But these days, it can be difficult to tell the difference between struggle and outright decline. The 2020 box office is down 9% from last year, and soon the theaters, Netflix battle will be joined by Disney Plus, Apple Plus, Warner Media, and more. In the last 10 months, the coronavirus has decimated the business of American movies. People continue to watch new films on streaming services and to a limited degree in theaters. But the exhibition business is currently a shadow of its former self. So what we really need to ask here is, will they come back? The race is on to find out who will be the first to do everything. Blockbuster theatrical releases, prestige, award film runs, and streaming rentals and subscriptions. And there's good reason to believe each of these will continue to be standalone sections of the movie industry. Before the pandemic, the average American went to 4 or 5 movies a year. Heck, I'm going to say I went to probably 12 a year. At least 1 a month, maybe 2. The global box office market was only increased by 1% from the previous year in 2019. And in the US and Canada, it actually declined by 5%. Now that's bad, right? But according to a recent poll, the average American subscribes to at least 4 online video services and streams about 8 hours of content a day. It's clear from these numbers that streaming isn't just an ancillary revenue stream for the entertainment industry. Streaming is the entertainment industry. Make no mistake, there will be no going back from this. Same-day streaming will become the industry standard. But wait, you're thinking, if streaming is now the entertainment industry, then doesn't that mean that movie theaters are doomed? Not at all. We are a social species. Movie watching is a social experience. All the major streaming services have Netflix party-type social extensions. Now look at the current resurgence of drive-in theaters. They're even building new ones. There's nothing like watching a movie on a big screen in a dark room with a great crowd. That will never change. Theaters will always own that experience. What I think will change, however, is the content we watch in those theaters. The first rule in investing is buy low, sell high. Right now, few businesses are hitting lower lows in the movie theater industry, which can make it a great time to acquire a distressed asset ahead of a turnaround. That's been true for the duration of the pandemic, and it's still true now, even as light can be dimly glimpsed at the end of the tunnel. But people will never sacrifice the joy and feel they get inside theaters for OTT platforms. I love watching movies. There's something about being able to insert yourself into a world for a few hours and come out with a new outlook on life that I find so incredible. It's indescribable, really. But I think that relying on streaming services for movies takes away the shine in new movies. Don't get me wrong, some movies are made for streaming. Netflix's original movies are a perfect example. They were made for and sometimes by a streaming service. They were made to be watched on a home television or on a computer or laptop. They were not made for a theater. There's something about being in a movie theater audience that enhances the movie experience. The environment, the people around you, they all contribute to how you view a movie. Sure, it's fun to be at home on your couch watching a movie sometimes, but some movies need to be experienced on a large screen with movie theater sound quality and a huge audience of other people who care about the movie as much as you do. Wide-release movies put out by huge production companies were made for theaters. Take Disney's Black Widow for instance. It was originally slated for a May 2020 release, but it has been pushed back again and again since the surge in coronavirus cases. Now it's supposed to come out in May 2021. Many people are starting to wonder, however, if that will end up happening. People are starting to believe that Disney should utilize its Disney Plus platform and release the film so that people can enjoy it now. I think that's wrong. As a self-proclaimed Marvel superfan, I can say with 100% sincerity that I'd rather wait however long it may take to enjoy the experience of viewing Black Widow the way it was intended. With that being said, we can clearly state that people will absolutely enjoy movies at the theaters in the post-COVID era. True fans will wait, and frankly, everyone should be willing to wait. Safety is the number one priority right now, and while I commend production companies for their understanding of the current circumstances and their decision to release a few movies in theaters that could risk a surge in COVID-19 cases, I don't think that streaming services are the answer. What are your thoughts about the future of the movie theater industry? Share with us on Twitter at CinemaGold2, or send us a voice message and be featured in an upcoming episode by calling 682-305-0483 and let us know your thoughts.
Thank you for listening to the Cinema Gold Podcast. If you want to become a supporter, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Follow us on Twitter at CinemaGold2 and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/cinemagoldmovies.